Hello, and welcome to Service Above Self. My name is Ann Osborne, and I'm with the Rotary Club of Broadbrook, Connecticut. Rotary International is a worldwide organization of over 1.2 million volunteers that provide humanitarian service, encourage high ethical standards in all vocations, and help build goodwill and peace in the world. This time on Service Above Self, we will be watching stories from the Rotarian video magazine. The Rotarian video magazine highlights just a few of the ways the Rotarians have touched the lives of people in our own communities as well as those around the world. Our first story profiles our current president of Rotary, Ray Klingensmith. In Cowboy Logic, we learn about President Klingensmith's background, from growing up in a Rotarian family in Missouri, through today as the leader of a worldwide organization.
I hope that all of you will understand the message of Cowboy Logic. And my favorite part of the song is the following verse. If it's a job, do it. Put your whole back into it, because a little bit of dirt's gonna wash off in the rain. If it's a horse, ride it. If it hurts, hide it. Just dust yourself off and get back on again. That's Cowboy Logic. Every cowboy's got it. He's got a simple solution to just about everything.
He's a thinker. He doesn't reject ideas out of hand, and neither does he accept everything that comes his way.
Well, he's a person of ethics. He always looks for the good he can do.
He sort of represents the common man, and I think that's what's unique about him.
My father was a Rotarian. He joined the Rotary shortly after we moved to Unionville. I think it was 1947 when he joined, and he enjoyed it and was a very active member. My mother was a rural school teacher, taught in one-room school, family of four in a fairly small house, but that's what everyone else had, so no one worried about it. It was a very happy childhood. And I remember every Thursday evening around our dinner table, Dad would talk about what went on at the Rotary Club, along with complaining about the food. That was standard. We've had some great times. It's wonderful to be back again. Thank you for coming. Softball fields over there, our girls here are perennial contenders for the state championship. They produce some really great teams. This display is neat. All the servicemen from Putnam County.
Please join with me in welcoming Mr. Ray Klingensmith, the first member of the Academic Hall of Fame.
My advice to you is simple. It's Cowboy Logic. Work hard, play hard, remember where you're from, and above all, try to make the world a better place. I planned to be an engineer when I was in high school. Went to the University of Missouri, started out in engineering for 1 year, then changed to business because I decided I would go home and be involved in my father's business. He had a successful LP gas and appliance store.
My name is Judy Klingensmith. I was born in Illinois, raised in Indiana, came to Missouri to school, and guess what? That's when I met Ray.
My friend who lived in Unionville had matched us for a date, and so that's how we met.
Oh, well, Judy. Now, she's the person who keeps him grounded.
Judy is just a very calming person, a reflective person, and helps him think through some of his ideas.
Well, as he said, I won him in a card game.
She won me in a card game, that's what she'll tell you. I think maybe she had the losing hand. My senior year in college, I applied for a Rotary scholarship. At that time, there were no study abroad programs at colleges and universities. Went to South Africa for a year. There were 5,000 students at the University of Cape Town. They were a very friendly group, and I got to know many of them. I visited 35 Rotary clubs in the year. I traveled 16,000 miles within Southern Africa.
Ray's trip to South Africa was a pivotal moment in his life. I think it has probably reinforced the job that's coming, because he felt his life at the University of Cape Town as an ambassadorial scholar just opened up the world.
Sort of had seen the bigger world and was interested in doing other things. When I returned home, Stuart Pratt was president of the Rotary Club and also my dentist, and he came to invite me to Rotary, and of course I said yes, because you don't want your dentist mad at you. But I would have joined regardless who asked me.
Ray decided to go on to school, so he applied at Mizzou. Not only was offered a scholarship, but worked at the school there, and then worked for an attorney. And Ray finished law school, and then I was teaching.
And then we moved to Macon, where I started my law practice.
He was in a partnership with another attorney, Ronald Belt, and they became our bank attorneys. And Ray was asked to be on our board. We always depended on Ray for his opinion, and he was always willing to give it to us, and we never went wrong.
It's good to see all of you here. These annual meetings are sort of family affairs for the bank.
Ray is a very caring person. I have noticed over the years how that people who had him do work back in the early 60s, still like for him to do their legal work for them, and have a lot of trust in Ray.
From Macon, I went to Kirksville and became general counsel at what was then Northeast Missouri State University, now called Truman State University.
Truman State University is known as one of the public best universities in the country, top 50. So Ray contributed to its growth and its change and its development.
Ray developed this love of the institution, the love of what it is. He believes that Truman and the young people here are going to be the future of the world.
My interest in youth is just a recognition that everyone has. That's the future. And they have more abilities than we normally recognize.
So I have to fill in for them, Now go be good students, okay?
Lee was born in 1967, and then Kurt was born actually after we moved to Kirksville 7 years later. He has a disease called tuberous sclerosis, which causes mental retardation. So we knew that eventually he would need help. We knew that the people with developmental disabilities in Kirksville were underserved. And so a group of parents who each one had separate needs came together.
We each had a child and was concerned about what would happen if something would happen to us, or if we needed help. Where would our children go?
We applied for a state grant of $30,000, and we had to raise 10. And the interesting thing is that it was the Kiwanis Club that gave us $5,000. So it really grew from that. We had that grant, then we had another grant. It was our plan to eventually build a facility.
Today, we have grown to an organization that has 15 different programs, provides support services to over 80 individuals with developmental disabilities, and we now have an annual budget of almost $3 million and employ approximately 120 people here in Kirksville.
Ray has definitely led us on the right path. He has just done an outstanding job. We could not have this organization if it wasn't for Ray.
Ray built an entire organization based on the needs of one person. And I think that's how Sheraton Valley began, from Ray and Judy's hearts. And now it serves children of hundreds of families.
And it's like they wind me up and put me out on the stage. And before I go on stage, I'll say, what's my topic? How long do I have to speak? So
he's just a fun guy. I mean, I know that he gives off that being proper and formal, but he's always thinking about what he can do to improve a community and all that encompasses.
Particularly keep Rotary simple. And if we can do that, we'll continue to prosper.
That's why he's in here working maybe in the office 12 to 16 hours a day when he's here. And he doesn't know when to quit if there's still a job to be done.
What I would say to Rotarians is that at Rotary International this coming year, we're going to try very hard to make the necessary innovations to keep our organization relevant, vibrant, dynamic, and to assure not just that Rotary survives in the future as an organization, but as an idea, as a spirit of service.
I think his basic vision for Rotary is to establish a base for the next, let's say, 100 years. A base that will encompass change, a base that will provide simplicity, flexibility, all some traits that Ray has as an individual.
Together we can make the world a better place, and that's more than just cowboy logic. That is the magic, the genius, the power of Rotary. Now let's do it. The time has come. From this moment, let us pledge to make the spirit of Rotary bigger, better, and bolder than ever before. Thank you. Rotary is an adventure, and for those of us who become involved, it becomes a way of life. It's where you find your friends. And so, any place you find your friends, that's important.
Our next story, titled Mending Hearts, is about Harriet Hodges and her work in Mongolia with children. Working with matching grants from the Rotary Foundation, Korean and Mongolian clubs have brought more than 125 children from Mongolia to Korea for life-saving heart surgery.
For 37 years, Harriet Hodges has been on a mission. Since 1972, the widow of a Seoul, Korea Rotarian has helped more than 3,000 Korean children receive free heart surgery in hospitals overseas. In 2003, several Korean Rotary districts began a project that took Mrs. Hodges' efforts in a new direction. Learning that many children in Mongolia needed sophisticated heart surgery, they worked with Mongolian doctors and the Rotary Club of Toul to bring kids in need to Korea.
6 children and their mom and 1 doctor went first time to Korea, and they had very successful surgery.
Since then, and with matching grant support from the Rotary Foundation, the collaboration has moved into high gear.
126 children had very successful surgery, and they are doing so well, and our family is very happy.
Үгээр хэлэхээргүй л их маш их баярлж байна. Тэгээд дэмжлэгээгүй энэ хорвоод амьдрах хувьгүй ч таашаа тиймэрхүү болцсон хүүхдийн минь энэ олон сайхан сэтгэлтэй хүмүүсийн буйнаар одоо эдгээгээд эрүүл саруул энийгэл явж байгаа болохоор үгээр хэлэхэд маш хэцүү л маш их баярлж байна.
In July 2008, PDG Sanku Yoon and a delegation of Korean governors visited the Toul Rotary Club in Ulaanbaatar. It was a chance for the Koreans to meet their Mongolian counterparts.
He is the president of the current District Governors Association.
And for the children and their parents to express their gratitude.
Олон хүмүүс насгаалаад миний охин шиг эрүүл сарвал сайхан инээдтэй баяр жаргалтай байлгаасай гэж хүсэж байна.
The Heart Project builds bridges between countries. It allows the Koreans to provide the kind of help that their nation's children have received. And it raises consciousness in a country where Rotary is only 13 years old.
Many Mongolian people now know well about Rotary. So if maybe in Mongolia, if baby has some heart problem, maybe they will first go to Rotary Club.
Our final story is about the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards, better known as RYLA. Here you will see how a Rotary district in Chicago, Illinois, combines classroom and outdoor activities to develop leadership skills in a group of high school students.
Welcome to Ryla. Okay, well, you're here. It is raining today, bummer, but that's okay because we're going to spend all our time indoors except for you to get back. RYLA is Rotary Youth Leadership Awards, and our RYLA program is high school students that we bring up here for the weekend, and we teach them all about their own leadership skills.
If we catch young adults or teens at an early age and start teaching them leadership development early on, before their biases set in, before they learn the bad habits, we're going to have a greater rate of success because we're not going to be spending so much time in trying to deprogram them like we are with adults.
Our RYLA program includes all of the city of Chicago and the suburban west part of Chicago.
My employer is involved with the Rotary, and she asked me if I would like to go to RYLA, and as it was a great opportunity, so I'm here.
I learned about it through my counselor, who selected me and one of my friends to attend.
RYLA is our opportunity to teach them the leadership skills that they need to carry on in life and become leaders, and then perpetuate all of the things that we as Rotarians believe in.
True leadership is not about being a director or being the boss. It's about just being a good human being, being someone who people ultimately will want to follow, and be that commanding individual rather than the demanding individual.
Everyone listen up, please. I am Brian Anderson. I am a Rotarian from the suburb of Darien, Illinois, and you are now part of RYLA. So as RYLA, we refer to you as Rylarians. And that really will be something that'll mean something to you by the end of this weekend.
When I first came, I was really nervous about meeting a lot of new people, but then you realize everyone's in the same situation, so it makes it a lot easier, and it's been so fun.
RYLA can be done in classroom form, it can be done in a physical form. We've just chosen to combine the two.
Okay, and they're going to staple it up on the line here.
We had them create mailboxes. They chose a partner, and each person created the other person's mailbox based on them asking each other questions on how that individual sees themselves. They're now hung up in the fireplace room so that their co-Rylarians now can actually put notes into, and they will give them words of encouragement throughout the weekend.
What are we going to do today?
should build a balloon tower.
Oh.
Yes. Every group has rotary balloons. Those rotary balloons have to show in your balloon tower. We want to see the rotary symbol. So make sure you blow these up and use them so that we can see them, all right?
Yeah, don't blow them up any bigger than this, guys. Like, let's America that way. We're taping groups of 3 together and then stacking them on top of each other. So we gotta work fast.
We built our program around trying to help these Rylarians learn more about themselves and also learn more about how they react and work with others.
We've given out life events, and a life event is anything that's obviously monumentally changing to your life, getting married, having kids, all those things. So they're going to role play based on what a true leader would do to manage through that life event.
We should have, what if we had like a customer that got like really upset and then that's why they got fired? So who wants to be
I'll be the annoying customer.
Yeah.
Are you guys using the instructions as a guide? I mean, you understand the words and what what you might want to use versus not use?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
You just have to adapt to not. But at first, you have to show the kids not being able to adapt.
It's like the mom and dad is arguing. Oh yeah, you know what? This is not gonna work out. Oh okay, well I don't care. You can just leave and take the kids. And the baby's like, oh mom, dad, why?
Mr. Selflessness, will you help me out? I can't go home until I.
That was just a lot of fun, just trying to think up the rules for everybody and trying to think of how it's going to be interesting for other people and just working together a lot. I love working as a team.
I can see that, but I demand to see your manager.
That's it! I warned you about this, Chandra!
I'm having fun. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
All right, we're going to start off with just a tag game to get kind of woken up and warm up.
Ready, set, go!
One of the first things you need to do is get them to know each other a little bit. Also, if you don't really take the time slow in the beginning, then you're going to kind of rush them into things they're not really ready for.
My name's Andrew, and I want to be a more confident leader.
Evie, and my goal is to eliminate awkwardness.
Thank you, Ed.
My name is Cody, and mine is to meet new and true friends.
As the day progresses, we'll start to do more advanced activities, which will require them to trust each other and work together.
There you go.
All right, just don't leave the shoulder.
All right, yeah, stay right on my shoulder. You're okay. Just keep going forward.
Okay.
Bring it over to me. Lean on my shoulder. All right, get up.
Take like one more step. One more step.
She lean.
She has to lean more.
Lean more.
More.
You're okay, I got you. All right, I trust you. Like 4 of us got you, so.
We're all set. Walk me out. This way, right? No, I think it just looks like they're going back to side.
That's your arm, like, put steady in
Another leader's on both sides.
Here?
That's the way I'm going to
And you can just go straight. And pose. And pose. And stretch. And fabulous.
They're using their strength and their ability to figure things out physically as well as within their own mind.
Here in Ryla, we get to establish friendship and goodwill within other people, and also we try to cooperate with each other, try to understand each other, and try to adjust with each other.
When I first saw it, I actually thought it might be a little bit easier, but once you're up there, you just gotta keep on going until you reach the top.
No, I'm scared. But I'm gonna overcome my fears.
Step on your right foot, then you can reach better. Reach your right hand up. I was nervous, and halfway through the trip, I kind of panicked because I'm fear of heights.
She was freaking out, and I was just like, come on, you can do this. I mean, we're halfway there, we're almost there. That's it! When they were talking, I was kind of getting my mind off, like, what I was really doing. So, yeah, just...
And you could feel, like, the trust in their voice.
Yeah, it was just...
So you felt more confident.
Was that it? Like, you were at ease, but you were like, I can do this.
Great job.
It just shows youth how to incorporate everything that we learn here into the real world, maybe finding a job or friendships, taking it further. And I know when I get back home, I'm gonna definitely tell my friends about this, and hopefully it'll break the shell between me and some other people.
3, 2, 1!
I think the skills that I'm learning at Ryla would be helpful for a lot of people. I want to give back to my community. I want to be a basketball coach, so I want to come back to my community and coach kids in some athletic sport.
A true leader uses the experiences in his life to better themselves, to then continue to better the rest of the world.
And it's important that these Ryla programs do not die. These Rotary clubs need to get out into the community, find an emerging leader in a high school program, and pull that leader out and run them through the Ryla experience.
I would like all Rotarians to take the time to get to know young people. They have such energy, they have such life. They're the future of the world, they are the future of Rotary.
I never really considered myself a leader. I've always been like, oh, well, I'll just follow him since he's the leader. But now I can actually call myself a leader.
Ryla is a great opportunity for other youth to get together and learn about leadership and learn about other cultures. It's a really, really cool experience. I love it.
Thank you for watching the Rotarian video magazine on Service Above Self. On behalf of the Rotary Club of Broadbrook, Connecticut, I'm Ann Osborne, reminding you to go out and find a worthy cause and lend a helping hand in your community. We'll see you next time.